Number 12, Peter. I'm in the Army. My question is simple. Do you think the best course of action would be for activism in the military? Obviously, thinking for oneself or asking questions concerning the direction of one's employ are not smiled upon in our happy, death-dealing military corporation, so actions available to me are limited. Well, my friend, I like how you phrased your disposition rhetorically. I would say that get out. Why are you in the military? I mean, why engage it? I mean, I know that there's an educational facade to the military. I know people that during the Clinton years, they were just building up that military, weren't they? All the military things were video game advertisements. You get money for college. And, of course, the poor are the ones that most likely join the military, which, by the way, is another reason why social stratification is actually important in our current establishment. If people were well-to-do, no one would join the military. You know, I think, what is it, one person in Congress has a son or a daughter in the military, is that right? Anyway, I would say that the military, if you can gently spread information to your colleagues in the military about, what exactly are you doing? What are you defending? Are you an oppressive organization or are you actually a defense organization? As far as things are concerned, we do have multiple military establishments across the world which do pose a powerful threat to each other. Now, I'm well aware of that. I mean, the sickness is broad, and there is a place for defense, generally speaking. But the United States is so far in advancement of technology. The United States is the pioneer of technology across the world. Well, Japan has been slowly, historically speaking, the United States is the first to really move technology forward. I would say the United States, Russia, and Japan now are the dominant technological advancers, if you will. And that being the case, they have a much higher propensity to build extremely deadly weapons. So there's a catch-22 there. I think the military has a position at this stage, but you know what? As I said in Zeitgeist Movement, don't ever join. I think it's much better to, just because I say that doesn't mean I think everyone will just stop joining. It's that I'm trying to implant a seed with that notion. I would get out. I think what if they had a war and no one showed up? That's really the rhetoric that needs to be considered. There's no reason for war. It's nonsense. Again, it's hostile corporate takeovers from one nation against another. The United States and its quest for consistent, continual empire building, they're just going to keep doing it. And I believe that if things didn't go as bad in Iraq, that the Bush administration would have moved forward with further invasions in the, quote, axis of evil speech that our pal Bush had put forward in lieu of obvious Hitlerian rhetoric. Anyway, I have 3 more minutes before I bring Noel on, so to answer your question again gently, I really think that if you can get to people in the military and take people with you when you leave, by all means do so. I certainly wouldn't advise you to go to your superiors. These are going to be the most brainwashed people that you can come up with. The military is one of the most powerful brainwashing establishments there is. It's horrible. Jacques talks about the military. Jacques is very agitated with military concepts. He's actually stated to me, and I agree with him in the gesture, that he doesn't consider military men to even really be human beings. If you can be conditioned admirably enough where you just go out and kill people, there's a serious, that's just basically the cutoff, you know what I mean? And again, that's a subjective point, but I think it's worth digesting and considering. Anyone I've ever known that has been wanting to go into the military, I've instantly sat them down and asked them what their motivations are. And holistically speaking, the motivations are almost entirely financial. They want to go because they can get, quote, money for college. That's the lure. And then once they get in there, the conditioning starts and all the nonsensical, patriotic crap gets fed into their brain, and they end up with, as, killing machines. And that's all military men in practice actually are, regardless of the education, knowledge, and all the things that are used to support the registrations of the military. So, anyway, sorry to belabor that. It's a touchy issue with me. I am nothing but horrified by the military-industrial complex. It is by far the most despotic of all institutions holistically.